Hey there, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. Welcome to your reading. It is November 7th through the 13th. I just heard Not for Love or Money. And that song, The Race is On, George Jones sings it. It's about true love scratched for another day. There's this sense of impulsiveness and a need to be cautious around it that's coming in with this eclipse energy. So this week we have an eclipse happening on Tuesday, and then the 11/11 gateway on Friday. And so there's this big, huge portal and this energetic shift that I feel like for you, it's really driving up this desire to be a little impulsive and to take a chance and to do something, to really get things moving in some direction that you want. It may be that you are coming out of a difficult situation, and you just really want to jump into the next relationship. And I gotta say, I think no. So for some of you, it could be a job, and if you need money, then yes, you got to take the next job, but it might not be one you stay at very long. But it says not for love or money, but it really feels like it's about romance. And I'm looking at these cards, and it feels a lot more about romance than everything else. And you're going to be really encouraged to pay attention to your intuition. I feel like you may have jumped into the last relationship and it didn't work out very well. It was something that you thought was true love, and it was very disappointing. I don't usually do love readings, but these cards, the song, not for love or money, it all kind of makes me feel like you're making a big choice and a decision around it. We have a lot of twos here too. All right, so let's take a look at what all we have going on here. I do want to point out if you can wait to jump into a relationship until after the holiday season. There's a lot of reasons to do that financially, by the way, but Mars is retrograde. Mars rules Scorpio, and that's where the sun is right now. And Mars also rules Aries. And that's your 7th house partnership if you are a Libra rising. And when they say not for love or money, it would be personal finance in Scorpio. It would be love or partnership in Aries. Mars is in Gemini though, and it's in retrograde until the 12th of January. And then it doesn't clear its shadow. It starts with stations direct, and it doesn't clear its shadow until, just about the time of the start of Aries season, right around the equinox. And so I almost feel like, and by then Jupiter will have moved back into Aries, because when Jupiter is in Pisces, everything feels dreamy and it's kind of surreal and not necessarily grounded into anything. I feel like if you're looking for a time frame, try to wait. I'm looking at these cards. I'm like, I don't know if they're going to wait. Doesn't kind of look like it. Overall energy here we have is the 10 of Cups, but I feel like you're being really warned. Okay, so this is what you want, the 10 of Cups. I want all this emotional fulfillment. And the challenge has been the 9 of Cups. Feeling like you're lucky and things are falling into place for you. My son's a Libra rising, and something he likes to tell me is we create our own luck, and he is one of the luckiest dudes I've ever seen. If you believe that you're going to be lucky, you can be, right? But when we're talking about this, where it requires somebody else's participation, then you can only create so much. And so the 9 of Cups actually becomes the challenge, not the 10. Because with the 9 of Cups energy, that is the energy where you learn how to be emotionally satisfied and fulfilled on your own, right? Because the 9s all are related to the card of the Hermit. The 9 of Wands, this is, you're at the last part. You don't have anyone to help you. You just need to stand there and push through to get to the completion of a cycle, right? The 9 of Swords, that's everything running around in your head, but it's you up at night alone with your thoughts trying to figure stuff out. The 9 of Pentacles, this is I'm financially successful on my own. And the 9 of Cups, even though in this one it depicts the family situation, That's this family over here. It's really around this ladybug. And the reason that you're going to get to that Nine of Cups is when you learn how to be joy-filled and happy on your own, because then you attract energy that also knows how to be joy-filled and happy on their own. And then that's when you can avoid, which is the potential outcome here of this really codependent, hyper-passionate, double energy relationship. They are twisted up in what looks like the thorny rose. Like there's so many thorns on that stem that's all wrapped around them. And so, yeah, it seems hot and passionate, but there's a lot of danger associated with the situation. An awful lot. So here you've got messages coming in, the Eight of Wands. And so I feel like and we have geez, this is such a dating one. A good time to tell you, check out your sun, moon, and rising if this isn't resonating for you. Here we've got the Page of Swords with this Eight of Wands. This looks like computer dating to me. This looks like spying on each other, checking out their Facebook pages, having the conversations, rapid fire, back and forth. It feels like a dating app of some sort, or on the computer, Match.com or something. It's that, yeah. And you're being encouraged here to look at this. This is you. I just want to charge on in. This is like communicate a lot. Someone's opened up the gate. I could get out of here. It's like you're just fresh out of a relationship. And so I want to be in another relationship, but I want to move forward. And here, and what's draining your energy is this, I'm just wishing and star and hoping for love and happiness. But have you done the work? If you're jumping out of a relationship into another one, you haven't done the work. Because the work is the emotional fulfillment that you feel when you're on your own. Okay, I'm going to do something for you, Libra, that I haven't done for anyone else, but we're doing this. I want to see what the work is, okay? Because here we have the card of what you're supposed to be doing is using your intuition. And here we have the card of discernment, the judgment card, really paying attention to your intuition. That's what's recommended. But here, you're like, I'm ready to race on in. I'm all passionate and excited. And we have this double card, and here, the Three of Swords in the heart space. So this is flat out a love reading. Again, check out your sun, moon, and rising. I will be pulling cards for all the signs, for each sign of the zodiac when I do the collective reading Sunday night. So on November 6th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone in the U.S. If you're watching on your phone, click live chat button so you can be in the chat. But I will pull cards special for this eclipse. I'm going to go through the energy of the moon here, and we'll try to get some other information for this week. But for what appears to be the love portion of your reading, I want to pull a card out of the True Love Reading cards. They're by Belinda Grace. They're really great about identifying what work we need to do on ourselves to prepare ourselves to be really ready. And we're in this energy that's really going to allow us the opportunity with Mars in retrograde to have time to connect in. These cards are great though. To connect in and find that person that matches the energy that we want. I love the cards you have. I'm going to really actually get into the book for you here a little bit, Libra, because I really want to get, they showed me this box, so I just want to get her reading. But look, we have connection. It is, I don't know if you can really see it in this light, but it's all of these love messages coming through, right? So it's very much this Eight of Wands, this online dating part here. So it says it is one thing to have a partner or a spouse, but it's another to have a true connection and excellent communication with that person. As human beings, we frequently believe that we have communicated something clearly and that the other person understands what we mean. All too often, though, we find that that is not the case. For a relationship to thrive, for both partners to feel appreciated and understood, a deep sense of connectiveness and non-judgmental communication is essential. The skills of conveying your feelings clearly and lovingly take a lifetime of practice and refinement. Sadly, most of us are not taught the art of active listening. In school, we often regard listening as merely remaining silent until it is our own turn to speak. You have drawn this card today because your heart yearns for fulfilling connection with another human being and meaningful communication in which beautiful truths are revealed, honored, and shared. If you are manifesting a new relationship, be sure to spend some time considering how you will connect and communicate with the person coming into your life at this time. In an existing relationship, consider what areas in which you're withholding your sharing and merely listening tolerantly until you can have your say. In both cases, you can consider what you may do to facilitate greater connection with the other. Take a genuine interest in what they say and do. Ask questions and don't just assume you understand. Then acknowledge what you have heard with a simple compliment or an expression of gratitude. Be prepared to speak about yourself, your life, belief, dreams, and feelings in meaningful depth. What do you believe in? What do you stand for? What are you passionate about? What gift would you like to share with the world? When you are prepared to reveal your truth to another, your connection will deepen and become so much more fulfilling. So when I'm sitting here looking at this, if you're doing the online dating, have the real conversations. They really need to be done face to face, but they need to be done with your clothes on. Go and do things that are active and fun. Activity dates are the best kinds of dates. Like when you go bowling, or not movies because you can't talk, right? Bowling is fun. You learn how each other are in competitive situations. Most fun first date I ever had, we went go-kart racing. I kicked his butt, by the way. It was so much fun. And then we had so much fun doing that. I had so much fun kicking his butt. Then we went putt-putt golfing, another great activity date. And there I got my butt kicked back. So it was great. We both won. So there's that kind of stuff. Like go do stuff. Take the long walk. It doesn't need to be about expensive restaurants. I mean, unless that is truly something, if you are a wine connoisseur, then you definitely want to have someone who appreciates that too. So whatever kinds of things you really like doing, and find out what kind of things they really like doing. And if you're an adrenaline junkie, are they an adrenaline junkie? Because if they're not, then it might not be the right connection. And so it is like the really getting to know somebody on a deep level. That just merely checking out what's posted on Facebook, doing a little conversation, texting. God, I hate texting. Like that doesn't tell you anything. It's the long conversations, and it is actually spending the time together, doing stuff together. We have the card of creativity. So we're gonna read that one next and see what it has to say. But I can't encourage you enough to not just rush in all passionate and get right to the exciting, passionate part of the relationship, because if you do that and you skip the important steps of actually getting to know each other and using your judgment, is this a good fit for me? Is this someone who resonates with me on so many more levels? Because really after about 3 weeks, the hormones start to die down, and that's when our true selves become more revealed, and so that stage of lust lasts about 3 weeks, and then you have about 3 more weeks where everything is fun. If you make it into month 2 and you're really still enjoying each other's company and the conversations are becoming more in depth, you're on your way to something that might really work. You really are. All right, creativity. The world offers endless possibilities and varieties, so be creative and enjoy them to your advantage and benefit. Being creative is not just about being artistic or inventive. It is about thinking outside the box and considering different approaches and attitudes. Being creative means that you can turn an ordinary day into a wonderful day by adding a dash of the unexpected. You have drawn this card today because there is never any excuse for excessive repetition or boredom in your life or in your relationship. Routine and habit have their place in life to a point, but they can actually dull your senses and enthusiasm. If you are currently seeking a partner, it will be beneficial to explore your own creativity in terms of your attitudes, perceptions, and expectations, even the way you listen. Look back over life and consider where you could have been more creative. Notice where your attachment to routine and predictability or your ideas about how things should be maybe have affected your previous relationships. Think about what you could do differently from now on and what habits or rules you might be able to loosen in the name of spontaneity and fun. In an existing relationship, it is often obvious where the rot of routine and a fixed expectation may have set in. This is your opportunity to be creative. Many people imagine that a certain amount of money is needed before meaningful creativity can occur. If you have fallen into the narrow mindset, then it is time to think again. Next time you go to a park or a beach, just observe the children playing on the swings and collecting shells. You don't need to be wealthy to enjoy an abundance of creativity or use your imagination and do something that will make you and your partner smile. Oh my God, a date where you're building a sandcastle on the beach is entertaining as heck. You get to learn just how creative that person is. What do they find? How do they envision it? I mean, that's an eye opener. Bringing creativity into your relationship can be as simple as going to a new restaurant, seeing a movie that would normally be your style. Movies are not like a great first date though. Eating a meal in a garden instead of in front of the television, or finally doing that special something you have been postponing. I mean, seriously, after, a few dates and you really like this person, fixing them dinner, like, out on the grill or something. I know that most women, their favorite meal is the one they don't have to prepare. So when they meet a guy who knows how to do a little cooking, that's nice. And again, men literally, home cooking is something that is important. It should be something that you guys can connect on also, because the majority of a relationship should not be spent dining at a restaurant. So can you do the family thing? And then can you cook together and create meals together? That's another thing. So this slow process, do not jump into bed. Do not, if you want to see if you have something solid to work with. Not the reading I was expecting, Libra, but probably the reading you most wanted. So there you go. All right, so let's just take a look at what other information we have for this week. There is some interesting energy. I'm on Facebook every day, so if you want daily guidance, I would invite you to come over there, and of course come and join the live chat. So you have here, with that moon in Taurus on Monday and Tuesday, the Hermit, expansion and stability. It is about taking the time to get to know who you are. We have respect, survival, liberation, freedom. It's the naked truth of who you are. It's the understanding completely. So take some time during this full moon, lunar eclipse that's happening on Tuesday, to really get in touch with who you are. We have the protection, ritual, lessons, and simplicity. If you want to create change in your life, you got to do things differently. And so don't rush in. Connect in with your higher self. Connect in with spirit. Connect in with who you are, what it is you really want. Be really honest with yourself. Give yourself some space to identify who you are and what brings you joy and happiness. And some of these things you can do by yourself. Go to the park, observe the kids, go to this beach, create a sandcastle, fix yourself a meal and eat outside. Play around with different flavor profiles. Do you enjoy this? Take a lesson, go take an art class, learn a new skill, do something that makes you interested in being who you are by yourself. Because when you are an interesting individual, you attract interesting people. And don't we all want to be interested? I mean, some people get so routine, and they, dinner has to be at this time, and I only eat meat and potatoes, and we have sex every Sunday afternoon, and that's it, because I'm too tired the rest of the time because I'm working. Really, what? Their idea of a Saturday is the same thing that they did last Saturday, and it doesn't matter what it is. It's like the same thing over and over and over, and oh my goodness. Libra, that is not your energy. You guys are interested, and you're inquisitive, and you want to know things and try things and explore things, and you want someone you can have a great conversation with. And if you guys aren't able to go off and do your individual things so that you come back together with new information to share with each other, there's no growing process in all that. And so for you, being in a stagnant, stuck relationship would be very uncomfortable. And so for you, when that moon moves into Gemini, and that again is where Mars is right now in retrograde, and so it is like bringing our energy in, and it's asking us to slow down and really connect with who we are and slow the heck down, so that when we change directions and we start moving forward, we have a greater awareness of who we are. Because you have the card of this meditation card here, this light activation. That is definitely about bringing your energy in. It says the evolution of spirit, actioning of plans, and transcendence. By getting to know who you are, you will know where you're going. There is a change that's coming. There's an opportunity to move in a new direction, but you have to bring yourself to a complete stop first. Do a little bit of analysis, and it's more like investigate who you are. I'm not asking you to change who you are. I'm asking you to recognize who you are and where you are. And are there things that you can tweak? We can always learn. We can always grow. In fact, we should always be learning and growing. So what can you do when you look at your relationships that generally break down, again, around 2 months, when everything starts falling into a routine and things start getting boring, and, marriages struggle right around the 7-year mark because that has to do with planetary cycles, but it also has to do with the fact that things have become very routine and the challenges are starting to rear their heads. And how do you handle challenges? And so, the more that you can connect with somebody, and the more you know who you are, the more you recognize when you are actually connecting with somebody. When you have similar things that need to be similar, like how do you handle stress? How do you manage your resources? Like, how do you keep your house? If you are somebody who's very meticulous, it is really hard to be with someone who's not, and that doesn't mean that you should expect perfection from each other or whatever, but there needs to be, some kind of a negotiation, a middle ground, the balancing act. You guys are always in this balancing act, right? Keeping things in balance. And so there's no rigidity that really works for you. It needs to be this flowing motion, this giving, this receiving, this giving, this receiving, this learning, this growing, this thing that keeps, there's a movement of the energy, the flow that really is important with Libra, probably more than any other sign. It just feels like there's need to really balance in and move things and move the energy. And so give that to yourself. First, it takes recognizing where you need things to be stable, like that, the center of the, where is it? Is it here? Do you guys have that here? Okay, it's like where do things need to be, oh, it's at the bottom. Where do you need the stability, right? Where are the stable points? And then what is allowed to shift? And the more you know yourself and you're aware of where you are, how are you centered, what kinds of things, and then where can you adjust and adapt easily to others. It is your self-knowledge. It is knowing what makes you feel like you're happy and joy-filled. When you learn who you are, when you do the inner work of self-knowledge and realization, it allows you to make great judgment calls about all kinds of things in life. But in particular with this relationship situation, that seems to be very big for you guys right now. So this is kind of a fun reading for me. Oh my God, you guys, I didn't even notice. When the moon gets into Cancer, you got the unicorn fish. You're the unicorn. You're unique and special and wonderful. And if you recognize what's unique and special and wonderful about you, you can attract in energy that is also in their own ways. They're not going to be you, but they're going to be interesting to you, and you're going to be interesting to them. The unexplained wonder, magical blessings, miracles are occurring in your life. All of your prayers are being answered. You are going to call in and attract the right relationship to you, but in order to recognize it, you have to know yourself. And when you know yourself, then it's easy to spot what is the right relationship for you. So have some fun over the next few months getting to know you. Enjoy yourself. Know things about yourself. Grow, learn, explore. It's an exciting time to be a Libra. It really is. You guys take really good care of yourself. Join me over on for the live premiere here at 7:30 on Sunday night the 6th. We'll pull cards for the eclipse, special for every sign. And I'm on Facebook every day. I'd love to see you there. If you're still here, hit the thumbs up. Thanks for sticking through this conversation with me. It was such a break from the rest of the readings I've done this week. You guys take good care. Talk to you again soon.